Hey there everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Eador Genesis. In the last episode, we dual-classed Lotaeri, and he's now a battle mage, able to gain wizard upgrades and warrior upgrades. We did this because I had found a great sword, which we haven't even seen us use in combat, but it's totally possible for us to do so. While we're here at our base, we're also going to select a different spell for Lotaeri to earn. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of our magic weapon. And we'll take a haste. There we go. I would like to get room to use another scholar if possible before we actually head after the enemy hero. And we've got a few locations left that we haven't explored, so I'm thinking we'll do that. I think we'll go into the old sewers and fight some swamp creatures to start. What have we learned last episode? We've built every single structure that's available to us in the tutorial, filling out our starting province. We have put guards in most of our provinces. We don't have one here. Let's go ahead and do that. And now we'll go over here and, well, fight something. By the way, you'll see that there's some other symbols above this province, in particular that red house symbol there. Notice as it says explored 32%. This means that this place needs to be explored more in order for the large village to become an even larger village. The population is currently stunted here. We will not grow anymore. We need to send the hero over here and begin to explore if we want to actually make this place level up more. First, let's kill us some swamp creatures. Basilisk, swamp dragonfly, and a giant slug. We fought this group last time. The hero Lotaeri has reached the entrance to some old and abandoned sewers that are even flooded in some places. It is so dilapidated that even the ratmen don't want to live here. Something does, however, judging by the sounds that echo through the tunnels. Out of the darkness, the local residents reveal themselves. 2 slugs! Darn it! Okay, let's put you... Actually, we should put our people up here on the hills. We'll put ourselves up front. We should be able to take a hit, I hope. Now, we do have to be careful of the hills on their side, because that will increase the range of a slug's shot by 1. So, this should be good. Let's start the fight. Alright, so, let's see. Can we kill the swamp dragonfly? Can we kill it without needing to use a spell? Yes, we can. Next! Let's go ahead and begin working on one of those slugs. Okay, we're about to get a fistful of a face full of basilisk. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. 1, 2. Uh-oh, no, it is an uh-oh. This slug can actually spit on our spearmint. Let's see if we can kill it. Okay, good. Spearmint can stay here then. You won't be able to be shot by the slug's poisonous spit. Send that to you. What's your movement? Only 1? We can risk moving you up 1 spot then. Move you onto the hill, and we end our round. 1, 2, 3. Slug still cannot reach us, and I plan to kill this basilisk. Let's move you up and out of the way. Move you up and have you heal. You can do the killing blow on this, restoring yourself a little bit of your morale. Let's go ahead and strike the slug. Next, let's summon that skeleton of doom to see what it's all about. These ancient skeletal guardians of undeath have long been buried and abandoned by rulers of former eras, where they remain, eternally protecting the sanctity of their tombs and crypts. These silent creatures will strike down any being who dares enter the forbidden chambers to plunder treasure. They have superior strength and durability compared to most undead, and carry heavy weapons infused with magic that cannot be held by mortal men. Many sharp bony outgrowths dot the skeleton of this creature, creating a feeling that every bone is meant to injure nearby living creatures. Black wisps of smoke envelop the contour of the skeleton structure, concealing its unnaturally fast movements. Recently, necromancers have uncovered the knowledge to conjure such creatures. Few know the ritual, and even few are able to carry it out in the heat of battle. Here's our amazing Skeleton of Doom. 24 hit points is pretty good, 12 attack, 11 defense. 2 points of defense and 8 range defense. It's pretty durable, I suppose. It has standard undead resistances. It inflicts morale damage, and this creature has 2 other abilities. Wounding spikes. Anyone who attacks the unit in melee is wounded and loses blood, and 1 hit point per turn for 2 turns. If the health of the enemy is half of its maximum or less, bleeding will last for 4 turns. Regeneration ability halves the bleeding duration. He also has soul stealing. Having killed an enemy in melee, the unit consumes its soul, restoring 3 hit points. It's also immune to poison, being undead, and is fantastic to deal with slugs. Hey, we gained an egg. I've talked about these in the last episode. This is a giant slug egg. We would need a giant slug, we would need the Swamp Trackers Guild, or whatever it's called, in order to actually get a slug in our army, which we cannot, unfortunately, do. Because we simply, well, we don't have that building. We did level a Spearmint. Let's take stamina. Heavy boots, plus 5 hit points. Nice. We don't have boots on us, I think, at the moment. Oh, we do have boots. We have sandals. Let's equip these boots instead. All right, let's go down here and explore just to show you how that works. We'll explore at least 1 round. We found something. We found some ancient ruins. Let's examine it. Oh, these are the demons. We've killed demons before. Let's kill these again. So, that Cerebus will probably be able to reach me in 2 rounds. Let's prepare for its eventual arrival. Oh, that's dumb. We'll keep ourselves up front. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. The Cerebus will be upon us next round. We need to deal with it this round. Good work, Tim. Hello, fiends. You're next. I think we can kill this one with maybe without even needing to use any spells. We gain a tunic and cloth bracers. The tunic is not as good for us as our simple chainmail was. The cloth bracers, though, will fit on our other forearm slot. We have to keep exploring. We did not yet uncover enough to get rid of this red building. Let's keep doing it. 4% explored. So, I think this is the first time we haven't actually found something. You don't have to find an encounter. You might get unlucky or lucky, depending upon the way you view it. In this case, we didn't find anything, but we did uncover 4% more of this area. It's still not enough, though, to get rid of the red building. Let's continue exploring. 4 more %, and now the place can begin to grow. It will fill up again, and then we'll have to come back here and explore some more. But I think that's good enough. If you just explore and don't find anything, your hero does gain experience. It's a very little amount of it, but you do still gain something. Let's kill us some Acreal. Gonna be a tough battle, this one. We might take casualties here. But we haven't seen them yet, so let's see what they're all about. This race, this entire race, is new for New Horizons. They did not exist in the base game. The Hero Lotaeri has approached the deserted ruins of a city of the ancients. Often an ancient artifact or some treasures hidden by the current occupants of the ruins can be found in such places. Scouting has revealed that the ancient ruins are not as deserted as they might have first appeared. There's 5 enemies. We have an Icarus and Luminary. There will be 4 Icarus, and there will be 1 Luminary in this fight. I know that because that's always the case. They also get to go first. This is going to be tricky, but I think we can win. I think we'll put ourselves up here. We kind of don't want to stand in the swamps. We're not going to have a good place to sit unless I decide to sit up here. We can put ourselves up there like that. We'll put our healer here. Okay. We're gonna lose someone here. They're too fast. Well, let's do it. Alright, let's take a look at these guys. Icarus, Champion of Light. These are good guys. The warrior caste of the Icari is dedicated to the obliteration of the chaos in all its forms. Every one of them is willing to do anything to secure victory. The mind of an Icarus is clear, and his will is strong. The mental link with their brothers in arms allows them to renounce any thought not directly related to warfare, for the battlefield is no place for personal impulses and desires. Common warriors live fast and short lives, but some of the Icari are not willing to rest in the afterlife of the trees, but instead look for an opportunity to arise and return to the world of the living to fight the enemy once more. They're pretty weak, 7 hit points on these guys. They have no melee defense, so they are easily killed in melee. They have 9 attack and 5 counterattack. This particular Icari was summoned. Let's look at one that wasn't summoned. They have flying. The unit can fly over other units and impassable tiles. 1 movement point to pass over any terrain without stamina. And they can end their turn on top of these tiles too. So they can fly over lakes, those little ponds we've seen on the battlefield, and mountains. They have agility, so they do not trigger counterattacks when they attack. And they have Smite Evil. The unit inflicts additional damage on enemies whose souls are tainted by evil. Alright, let's heal the damage we took. Can we kill an Icarus without having to use magic? I hope so. We do 8 damage with our ranged attack, but these guys have good amounts of ranged defense. Let's summon... Oh, we might be able to just kill one flat out. Let's kill this one if we can. I don't want it being able to hit my slinger. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Luminaries are those Alkari whose mental connection to the trees of the departed is particularly strong. Only those illustrious warriors are capable of leading winged troops into battle, using their mental powers to coordinate lightning-fast attacks. They are not called luminaries, the guiding lights, for nothing. In the heat of battle, being virtually on the brink between life and death, they can call on their ancestors for aid. For a brief moment, an ancient oath breaks the shackles of death, and an Icarus arises under the banner of his commander to rejoin the battle against the forces of chaos. Although they are not as powerful as truly arisen, they do not linger for long in the world of the living. These Ikari can join the battle anywhere at any time, rushing to the guiding light of a luminary's mind. They're basically a stronger version of the Icari that we've seen. They have a greater rank of Smite Evil, and they can summon an Icari once. Rather, it's 2 ammo to cast this, and they have 2 ammo, or at least this one did. Alright, let's heal our poor wounded guy. This is going to be a bit trickier to get the killing blow on these guys. I think we can probably kill at least this one. Actually, we can probably win. Let's move you here, you here. I think I can kill this luminary with a spell. The rest of us can beat on this one to death. We gain another point. We gain +1 health, and we can choose one of these skills. Let's take a point in concentration. We will take hit points. We will take hit points. We'll take meditation, because this lets him restore his ammo when he rests. We get another scholar. That's amazing. But we didn't get a point of command. I really want another point of command. Let's kill some adventurers. We've killed this group before. This group will be so easy for us to slaughter as well. Let's set ourselves up. Let's heal. We can go ahead and kill the elf. Move you into the bushes. cat's reflexes. This is useless for us unless we, we'll take a look at it, and then you'll see why. The target unit gains vigilance and can attack enemies without incurring a counterattack. Lasts 4 turns. Has no effect on undead, elementals, mechanical units, and large creatures. So this... Oh, actually, it can affect our troops. How about that? Maybe we do want this spell for us. Well, that's all the locations we found in this spot. If I want to gain more experience and treasure, we'll have to come over here. But you know what? I think we will attempt to beat the game. Sorry, the tutorial. Let's first stop by our structure. We don't need the short sword. We'll sell the tunic. We don't need the egg. We'll hold on to that. All right, let's begin adventuring up this way. Okay, the hero Lotaeri has entered the province of Cattlefield. A band of local militia is advancing in his direction. 6 enemies. We know we can just slaughter these poor enemies. Alright, let's start. I think I will get to the mix of it this time. Let's move 1 spot up and use our haste. Alright, here we go. Time to start fighting. Let's move you up here. Oh, wow. Excellent work. Good first kill. Let's heal this guy and move you up here. I'm going to charge right in and kill this guy. You can heal that wound you took. Victory! Just like that. And we conquered another province. There's some locations here. Why don't we fight something? Let's fight some more swamp creatures, because that'll probably be the same group that we've killed before. Look at all that money we've got. 5,000. That's ridiculous. Probably 2 giant slugs would be my guess. Let's stick you on the... Actually, let's do this. And let's go. Oh, they're all near me. 1, 2, 3. That cannot reach us this turn. Let's actually try to kill it. What's its defense? Would have to use a lightning bolt to kill it. Okay. Let's cast haste. Actually, we probably want to lower the resistances on something. We really should focus on the slug. They're a little more dangerous than the basilisk is. Let's go ahead and... Let's hit this. And then we will triple blade it. We'll kill it next round. Okay, this is now within range of us, and we're within range of the slug. I think we'll let the slug actually attack us, because I want to show you how poison works. Let's cast, 1, 2... it's gonna be tricky. Let's use a vulnerability on the basilisk. Taking away all its defense. We might be able to kill it. Alright, we were poisoned. Bam! As you saw, we just took another 2 points of damage at the beginning of the round. Over here, we can see that it has -2 hit points every round for 2 rounds remaining. Copper Ring and Summer Imp. Summer Imp? Summon Imp. Use some more militia. We'll build ourselves a granary. And we'll move on. We're going to try taking out what's in the Brigand Outlaws area, I suppose. Brigands. Okay, we've seen this group before. The hero lottery has entered the province of Forest of the Fallen. Suddenly, your party's way is blocked by a gang of brigands operating in this area. I don't want my healer being shot by an arrow. He gets 2 ranged defense, but he still is going to take a bit of damage from this archer. Let's keep you down here. I can take a hit without too much trouble. I think we'll kill that guy. Wow, well done, team. We're getting another hat. I think we already have one of those. Nice! We'll take precise shot, too. The enemy is near! A spy of one of the local lords has been caught in your lands. Apparently, the enemy domain is nearby. That's just too much. We have actually seen the enemy, and it is not us. It is this, Cloudy Hills over here. This red banner indicates an enemy territory. So, I think we're set to go. Let's just move over there and try to kill it. 3 hit points. 3 hit points. I like the turban better. Let's go ahead and head on over here. We'll just immediately try to take it. We should get used to building guards. We'll build a militia over here. We'll go ahead and build a granary as well. Alright, let's head on over here. Now, notice that, see this 100% and we have something in this slot? This means there's guards sitting there, protecting that location. Similar to the ones that we have placed over here. Let's see what it means to have guards in a location. Okay, there are 9 enemies here. Militiamen, Slinger, Spearmen, and Veteran Spearmen are the enemies. We can bribe them and not fight them, but I think we should fight them once to show you guys what it's like. I see a hill. I really want the hill. Let's have our Slinger come up there. Yes, we have basically an army out here in front of us. We also have a Veteran Spearman, which we haven't read about, so let's go ahead and do that. These seasoned warriors often begin a battle by heaving their barbed pilums at their foes, causing puncturing wounds. Often, Veteran Spearmen do not enter melee combat, but throw their projectiles at the enemy from behind their armored comrades. They are garbed in leather armor, reinforced with metal inserts, thus offering better protection against ranged weaponry. This is an upgraded version of the Spearmen. They have slightly better armor, or actually this guy has great armor, but that's also because he's on the hill. They do more damage, and they have 1 more ammo as well. They're really decent units, and I really like them. Because he's on the hill, his range is also 3. 1, 2, 3. I think we can risk moving our Slinger 1 spot, but we'll have to be careful next round. Let's move you up, move you up, move you up, and I will try to kill this guy. Took the hit like a champ. Alright, let's go ahead and end the round. Now we need to talk a little bit, I think, about the difficulty setting of the game. This is a tutorial, and no matter how much you want to, the tutorial, to my knowledge, is always played on beginner difficulty level. The difficulty levels alter the statistics of the creatures that you fight. I think it only affects their hit points, but I might be wrong about that. When you fight an enemy lord, or enemy hero in this case, their provinces and their hero's level, though, I don't think those are affected by the difficulty level. They are always set in stone at a certain level. I think it's expert level is what it's set to. So these enemies will be a lot tougher than the ones that we have fought before, because they are not being altered by the difficulty setting of the game. Good, killed 1 of them. Let's protect that Slinger. We'll get you... Oh, this is going to be tricky. We'll keep you there. I think we will summon a wolf. Oh, I'd like to have killed someone with this. Wolf's gonna die pretty much instantly if we put him out there. Let's instead kill a slinger. And end our turn. This guy has a range of 3. He can totally shoot our slinger here. And they stood on top of the corpses, so I can't summon my skeleton of doom. We can, however, probably kill this guy. There we go. We're about to take a hit from this gentleman, charging our Spearmint. I think I'll be fine with that. Let's weaken him first. I think I will cast haste on myself and get ready to enter the battle. Let's heal the Spearmint. With his Spearmint again. Looking pretty bad for the enemy, I gotta say. We can just let that guy live. Let's go ahead and kill the slinger. You can rest to recover 1 ammo with your meditation. We'll rest up here to recover some stamina. I think I could just kill this guy. Let's take stamina. We'll take another precise shot, absolutely. Let's take hit points. Excellent! You've conquered your first enemy province. To defeat your enemy, you don't have to conquer all his lands. Conquering his stronghold is enough. This works both ways, though. If your stronghold falls, you are defeated. The only objective you have to do is, that I'm aware of, is defeat the enemy castle. There it is, right there in front of us. It's guarded, however, by a stronger guard this time around. That's going to be tricky for us just to take it. In that battle, we also used our weapon a little bit, so it took a little bit of durability loss. Looks like we also got struck at least once. Some of our equipment took a hit. I think we'll fight these rebels and see if we can get another level point of experience points and grab another scholar. Oh, we also probably should grab militia and build a granary. Oh, these poor enemies. They're going to be slaughtered. Kill the range. Everyone moves up. Go to the brigand next, because it's the next strongest enemy here. A leather jacket. Garbage. We also just barely didn't level. Let's just explore to level once. A monolith. Let's take a look at this. The Hero Lottery has reached a monolith covered with ancient ruins. Runes, actually. These rocks are known to collect magical energy, which could be easily converted into magic gems. But you will first have to defeat its guards. 5 enemies, just standard undead. No problem. We can easily slaughter these things. Start by destroying the skeleton. Poor enemies. We have not level 13. We could take even more summoning to make our wolves even stronger. Why not? We don't really have a whole lot. We also gained health +1. That's not command. That stinks, but oh well. Let's take it. Actually, maybe you want... Yeah, we'll take summoning 3. We'll take energy control, or do I want magic? Yeah, we'll take energy control. We gain a buckler. That's junk for us. All right. I guess we're not going to get another scholar in our army. Let's go ahead and try taking out the enemy. This will be a tough battle, though. We might not win, though I think we probably will. The Hero Lottery has entered the province of, Minotaur. These lands belong to the ruler local lord. The province guard is blocking your party's path. There are 11 enemies. Pikeman, Sentinel, Bowman, Swordsman, Ranger, and an Ironclad. Lotaeri thinks that he will die if he does this fight, and I think I agree with him. We actually need more troops or better spells to do that fight at the moment. Let's just explore here. Maybe we can find something. Let's go back here and we will explore this location because it has the red building on it. Oh! Rituals. We can, so we have some rituals. We should cast one to show you what it's like. Oh, we can't use Astral Spy. So, a ritual, you come over here, you click on this Perform Ritual button, and depending upon what you have selected, different rituals will be available to you. In this case, if you click on our hero, and then we click on Perform Ritual, we see the spells that will affect our hero. If we could affect a province, we would be able to cast a spell to see it. We actually do have a spell that does that. We have Astral Spy, but we can't use it in the tutorial mission. Astral Spy would let us peek at the guard that's guarding that location to see what it consists of. We would be able to assign points and level things if they actually had enough experience points to level 2. I'm getting ahead of myself, just so that Astral Spy is useful. It takes, I think, 12 crystals to cast, but we can't cast it here. Let's just keep exploring. A lookout tower. We can kill these enemies. They're pretty easy. Let's put our slinger here. We didn't read about the bowmen before. Let's go ahead and do so. Professional bowmen are expensive warriors, but they are well worth their price. Bowmen strike the enemy at a great distance, weakening hostile infantry before the melee. An even more important duty the bowmen are well suited for is eliminating enemy spellcasters. It's essential not to let the enemy warriors approach your bowmen, as they are rather weak in melee combat. You can see that they have no melee defense. They're going to get beat up if something reaches them in combat, but they do decent damage and have good range. They also generally have armor piercing 1 at the very least. Let's kill it immediately. Oh, we also have a guardsman here. We'll read about them later. Let's summon a wolf and see how strong this thing is. Oh, look at the distance we can summon it as well. Level 15 wolf. That's pretty good. Oh, it has a new ability, too. Sinister Howl. A terrifying howl scares enemies. Reduces morale by 3. Ignores magic immunity and spell resistance. Has no effect on the undead and mechanical units. Requires 1 ammo, and he has exactly 1 ammo. We will attack instead, though. Oh, he has agility as well, so he doesn't even trigger the counterattack. Let's pull you back a spot and get you healed. Oh, let's summon another wolf. Why not? This one does not have Sinister Howl. It's not leveled quite the same way. Can we get its morale gone so I can show you how that works? Haven't heard that sound since Warcraft 3. Notice that he's running away. His morale has been reduced to 0 and he is panicking. So he is withdrawing. You lose control over a unit when their morale drops to nothing. They also fight significantly worse as well. Garbage. Let's head back to our main base. And we will just vendor some stuff. Let's vendor you. Just we'll store these here. And we won't bother with Cat's reflexes. Okay. We're going to try something very difficult. We're going to try the Minotaurs. We probably won't win, but there's a good chance we'll get some decent loot from them. Let's give it a go. We need another point of command, and or we need better spells or equipment if we want to beat that one guard. Oh, the enemy's doomed. Larvae's pretty confident in this. All right, let's give it a try. Minotaurs are very difficult, though. They're going to have a lot of hit points, and they hit really hard if they make it to you. We have a hill here, but I'd rather have the additional distance this time around. Alright, Tim, let's give this a try. Here they come. Minotaurs are among the most mysterious creatures in Eador. Word has it they were created by Mirthum, the god of mysteries. No one knows whether that's true or not, as Mirthum vanished in the age of the Wars of the Gods, leaving behind many mysteries and rumors. It's common knowledge that some mystical ties connect Minotaurs to their labyrinths, the strange ancient structures found on many shards. Minotaurs are warriors by nature. They know no other occupation. They have no families or social structure. No one has ever seen children or females. The sages say that Minotaurs appeared in the labyrinths because of some strange spell that no one has ever been able to unravel. During combat, Minotaurs fall into a rage that is close to madness. They feel no pain in this state and fight to the last drop of blood. They have 18 attack and 19 counterattack. They also have decent resistances. It's going to be difficult to kill these things before they're upon us, if we're even able to do that. Okay, we've got at least one more round till this one's on us. How can we deal with these things? They're also neutral, so our shock isn't going to affect them whatsoever. Let's use a lightning spell. The unit has entered Rage, which we should read about. It lasts till the end of combat once the unit enters it. The unit has fallen into a battle rage. As a result, his attack is increased by 5. He feels no wounds. His morale cannot be reduced. Once you enter battle rage, you are immune to morale damage, and you are immune to any health damage. His strength is also down 23, so he's very, very angry. Sometimes, if a unit is in battle rage, you will lose control of it if it was one of your units. It will just charge an enemy or attack something randomly. An enemy, that is. I've never seen a battle-raged enemy attack one of your own. Okay, we have a round to deal with this Minotaur, and I think we can kill it with our units. Let's go ahead and lightning the other one now. That was less damage, but we should still be able to kill it before it reaches us this next turn. Better hope we can, Tim. We'll take a point of resistance. 2 hit points. We'll grab those. Let's put stamina. We've gained this is not useful for us. Unfortunately, these are not useful. Alright, well, we finished it anyway. We did gain a new schematic, though. Let's show you how that works. So, we've picked up a new building with that schematic. An elemental monument. A wonderful monument established in the province brings the right weather at the right time. Harvests are abundant, income from the province grows, and the people are pleased with your reign. This gives us income 15, population mood +1, and reduces the unrest growth rate. Let's put it over here in the Cloudy Hills. We only have one of them, so let's go ahead and build it. There we go. Now we're up to 22 bucks. Unfortunately, I was hoping for something a lot better than that. Let's, it's not that really good to fight either is the problem. There's nothing really that difficult. The more difficult the battle, the better the rewards are. We'll talk about also the ring and how that works later on when we actually get out of the tutorial. Crap. We could fight siege engineers. That makes me a little nervous, though, but let's give it a try. Oh, this is gonna be tough. The Hero Lottery has approached the deserted ruins of a city of the ancients. Okay, we've read that. There's 6 enemies here. We have a workman, a healer, a veteran slinger, a ballista, and a catapult. Oh, we only have one of each. Oh, we can take that out. Let's go ahead and fight. All right, we have ballista and a catapult this time around. This will be tricky. We do not want to die horribly to those siege engines. Okay, let's take a look at least the siege engines in this one. A ballista. The dwarves invented these siege machines during the War of the Trees, when the elven army nearly invaded the caves under the Uradun Mountain, a sacred place for all the dwarven race. Ballista allowed dwarves to contain the elves after they had exhausted the dwarven heavy infantry with their constant maneuvering and arrow showers. Since then, the other races of Eador have also learned how to make ballista. The heavy missiles shot from these weapons deal immense damage to an opponent, even when they strike armor or shields. It is quite easy to destroy this machine and its missiles. The ballista's main disadvantages are slow speed, vulnerability in melee combat, and poor protection from magic. So, it's immune to stamina loss and morale, because it is, after all, a machine. It can gather ammo. It cannot make any melee attack or counterattack. It does count as a siege engine, which lets you break through enemy fortifications a lot easier. It is immune to poison, and it has heavy ammo, which reduces the ranged defense of an enemy by 1 for 3 turns. It does good damage, 9, at range 5. And the catapult. These powerful, self-propelled, unmanned siege engines, directly controlled by the army commander, are a rare and valuable weapon. Only dwarven craftsmen know the secret of constructing these catapults, and that's what makes these war machines so expensive. They are well worth their price, however. Long-ranged, accurate, and strong, catapults have only one disadvantage: their low speed. Make sure to keep these war machines away from the enemy in combat. So, this is very similar to the ballista. As you can see, immune to stamina loss, immune to morale loss, picks up 1 to 4 ammo. This has armor-piercing shot. It cannot make melee attacks. It is a siege engine. It is immune to poison. These things have a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one can reach us right now. Let's go ahead and destroy it if we can. What's its defenses? We'll have to use a lightning bolt if I want to kill it. Being a siege engine, they also do not drop any corpses. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Both of these enemies can reach us. We're gonna try something a little tricky. Something a little tricky. Do 10 damage? Let's kill the healer. Oh, no, Tim, it won't work. You'd have to cast 2 spells. I was thinking kill the healer, raise a skeleton of doom. But, we can't do both from this range. And unfortunately, I don't have the range to kill that slinger this round. Let's kill the catapult. It's got... Oh, Tim, you can't. It has 17 hit points. You can't kill that in 1 round. Let's kill, then, the ballista. No matter what, we're going to take a hit from that catapult, so let's get ready for that. We lived. Okay. Let's kill this guy with a sling stone. Kill this one with magic. I don't want to lose my level 13 militia man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he can't escape what's coming to him. It's just not going to happen. We'll charge this guy out of the woods and try to distract the enemy. We need to heal this guy if I want him to live. Let's see which enemy they decide to go and kill. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't escape either, so we have to kill this round, and we're not going to be able to do that. It's just not gonna happen. Actually, no, you can't kill it this round, Tim. It's just, you can't. We can get you into the woods, or, let's put you in the woods for some more range defense. And we'll give you magic armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't escape. It's just not possible. We've lost you. Actually, maybe we can kill this now. It has 11 hit points, but we have no lightning bolts. Let's try a triple blade. Just not enough, but it does only do 5 damage now. Maybe you'll live. We'll take stunning shot. Range defense 3, we'll take that as well. Hey, we've gained a level 4 spell. Hopefully we have a level 4 spell slot. That might let us win. I'd never actually even seen Chain Lightning before. We have a level 4 slot as well. Let's drop a shock. And we can equip Chain Lightning. There. Nice. No command. We didn't level. Let's try to level ourselves one more time. We'll also cast a ritual, Chalice of Life, which will heal 5 hit points to this hero and all the units under his control. There you go. Heal this guy a little bit. I really want to level one more time. Hope for a command. A monolith. Imp spawns. Let's destroy these guys. The hero Lotaeri has reached a monolith covered with ancient... Oh, we've already read this. Let's do it. Alright. We will win this fight. We probably will win it without any casualties as well. 1, 2. Let's put you here. Alright, let's read about these guys. We have Imps. Imps are the lesser Chaos spawn. Although small in size, even one Imp is enough to cause serious trouble. As with the rest of the Chaos spawn, total destruction is the one and only goal for an Imp. It is well equipped for that too, with sharp, strong claws and the ability to hurl lightning bolts. Even though an Imp's power is only enough for no more than one lightning shot, that is a poor consolation for the one being hit with it. The Demonologists use special spells to control the destructive power of these Chaos spawns, and the Imps will destroy whatever their new master orders them to. However, it's hard to maintain control over a Chaos spawn for a longer period of time, so after an Imp has fulfilled its task, it is usually sent back to the underworld. Imps fly, they float, they have magic shot, they use ranged attack inflicts magic damage, and they only have one shot. It also does 7 points of magic damage. They are immune to fire. Imps are annoying, especially when it's in the woods, making it more difficult for us to kill it. But I think we can probably kill it with just our mage. We can probably let that Imp live for a round. Let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't read about Chain Lightning. We'll read that a little later. Let's take a look at this again. Let's kill the Imp. We'll read about these guys next round. Actually, we should totally prepare for them. Good solid hit slinger, 7 damage. Okay, let's look at what these enemies are. Spawn. The spawn is the result of a man's desire to unleash his inner demon by entering a hell gate during a demonologist's ritual. And even though one needs at least some spark of magic to become a demonologist, a chaos spellcaster, passing through the fires of hell is one is stripped of any and all magical powers. Once that mortal returns through the hell gate, he has metamorphosed into a fleshy, bulging creature filled with one sole purpose: murder. Very tenacious in its actions, the spawn jumps upon its enemies with sharpened claws and hooked fangs. Its strength is fueled by its lustful frenzy. Most spawn have battle frenzy, so if they take a decent hit, they will enter a rage, become immune to morale damage, and immune to any of the wound damage that they have taken. Almost all of them also have intimidation, reducing the morale a bit as well. Okay, we want to kill this one. We didn't quite do it. Let's pull you back. 2 dead. 10 hit points. We can kill another one with a lightning bolt. And move up here and get ready to heal. And move down to a different enemy. Let's, well, sorry, one of us. Let's heal our friend, who will then make an attack to recover some of his morale, because he's down to 8. +1 magic. That's not +1 command, but whatever. So let's take Armor Master. This will increase our defense and range defense +1 each. We'll grab a hit point. Mail gauntlets are nice. We weren't wearing gauntlets before, but that's still not a point of command. All right, let's go ahead and take a... Let's take a Bless. And we'll take another Lightning Bolt. Actually, I think we'll drop the Triple Blade now. Or do you... No, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Let's read about Chain Lightning. I've never seen Chain Lightning before. Inflicts 15 points of magic damage to all units within a range of 2 tiles. Resistance protects only partially against this spell. Damage increases with the caster's spell power. It's expensive, coming in at 60 crystals and 7 stamina to cast it. But I think that will let us win against the enemy. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm gonna walk all the way over here. We will eradicate them! Let's do it. So, we want to be on the hills. And I guess I will... let's stick myself in the bushes. Let's do this. Okay. Time to cast our Chain Lightning to immediately start this fight. See the big AoE? Anything in there is going to take 15 points of magic damage or more. Let's go ahead and zap all the ranged combatants and most of their melee. That's incredible. This is one reason I really like mages. A mage can defeat an entire enemy army as long as he got the right spells. It's amazing, honestly. When we didn't read about some of those enemies, we'll read about them later. Let's cast haste on ourselves. I think our slinger can kill this guy. Very nice. Let's hurl that at you. You'll die next round. There's no reason actually for me to move into combat. Let's use a bless to increase his stats a bit and prepare for this hit. Actually, we should heal this guy. He did take a point of damage. Ah, that guy had... Oh god, I didn't want to do that. Alright, that guy had forced march, and I immediately charged him. The good news is that by charging him, we've taken away his parry, which increases melee defense by 6 points. We should totally hit him a few more times now that his melee defense is gone. We'll cover Ironclads in a later episode. Let's take morale. We'll take a point of ranged defense. We'll take +1 ammo. And we'll begin a siege. Practically the whole province of Minotaur is now under your dominion, but most of the people have taken shelter in a local fortress. Okay, we're now sieging the location. See this 100%? This is the condition of the walls guarding this location. Every turn now that we end turn, we will begin to breach the wall. It will take us 10 turns, though, to do that. During this time, our forces will begin losing morale. The longer that they siege it, the more morale that they will begin to lose. This will make it difficult for us to actually claim what's behind this, but we're still going to make the attempt anyway. Why is it taking so long? Well, our enemy doesn't have much siege power. See this number right here? That's our siege power. We have 13 points. This is comprised of the units that you possess. They are all offering you some amount of siege. I actually don't see it listed here, but I know that's the case. Actually, maybe none of these guys offer siege, in which case we're only gaining it because of our hero. Well, it's over. We're just going to hit end turn for a bunch of times and then just continue the siege. You know what? Let's turn off that tutorial. Let's see. We want to settings. We'll turn off demolish buildings, turn off construction, turn off the misguards, turn off delete. And that should be good. Yep, this is it. It's over. Two more turns. Let's look at our characters really quick. It still says... Okay, there's a morale. Morale's down to 8 on our slinger. 10. Yeah, we're losing morale points. Our hero isn't, but everyone else is. Down to 9 now. Okay. The hero Lotaeri is besieging the enemy fortifications in the province of Minotaur. The wall has a wide enough breach to launch an assault, but some fortifications are still intact, which could increase our losses during the assault. We're going to go ahead and assault now. Alright! Wow, look at all of our morale damage. That kind of stinks. Let's set you two up over here. We should take the hill. We're probably just going to cast Chain Lightning and win instantly. During an assault, the ranged attack, firing distance, and ranged defense of the units inside the fortress increase. So these guys have a range of 6 rather than just 5, because they're all inside this location. We're just going to kill them with the Chain Lightning, though, so it's not really going to matter. We can kill all of them in one cast. Before we do that, let's explain a little more about how this works. So, to cross this hex, to enter from this side to this side, requires some decent amount of movement. There you go. 2 movement to do so, and will drain us 1 stamina. You cannot cross over these walls. Can you kill one of these guys, actually? No. Alright, let's go ahead and just cast a Chain Lightning and be done with this. Excellent job, apprentice. Now you're the sole lord of all nearby lands and the rightful ruler of this shard. And so I consider your apprenticeship complete. I suggest we drink to the occasion. Let's open this bottle of special wine that I've been saving. Wait, what shard? This can wait. Let's drink up first and talk later. Alright, let's drink the wine. You drink your wine and feel your mind darken, your arms and legs heavy like lead. The world is swimming before your eyes. Danner, you poisoned me? Well, I had to, but why? So that you wouldn't stop me from doing this. With these words, Danner pulls a kriss from the folds of his toga and drives it into your heart. A short pang of pain pierces your body. Then everything darkens. You find yourself in a very strange place. Myriads of stars burning in pitch darkness. A whole ocean of dark fire is blazing far below, and far above you, an azure blue sky is shining. Or perhaps that's something other than the sky. This picture reminds you of something, but before you can pull your wits together, a strange creature emerges right in front of you. Well, how'd you like it? Did I do a great job portraying that old fart Danner? I got the character so well, who are you? Boss, don't tell me your memory is failing you again. I don't feel like answering the same stupid questions all over, the kind that you call philosophical for some reason. Really, don't you remember me at all? I'm Czar, a gremlin, or your lord and master. Master, you say? Then why are you calling me boss? Well, it's a figure of speech. Let me explain. No, let me explain. You're lying through your teeth. There, so you do remember me, boss. I knew that shock therapy would do good for your mind, darkened by being bound to a mortal body. Alright, so we've sorted that out. You're Czar, a gremlin, my servant. Right? Sorta, boss. However, I do prefer the word assistant. So you little scamp were that old man Danner, who taught me and then finished me off? Hey, take it easy. This idea was yours and yours alone. I was against it from the very beginning. Had I my way, I would have killed the mortal in whose body you were dwelling on our first acquaintance, to deliver you and myself as well, I've got to admit, from being confined to such a miserable material shape. Why did I go through all that trouble for? To give poor Czar a hard time. Why else? As a rule, all your ideas come down to that, boss. Could you please be more serious? It's really very important for me to know why I undertook this all. All right. You said that in order to rule mortals, you need to find out what do these mortals think, how do they live, stuff like that. And the easiest way to do this was to try out walking around in a mortal skin for a while. I was gonna rule mortals. Of course! And more than that, you decided to create a whole world populated by mortals. A crazy undertaking, I dare say, but if you find this entertaining, who am I to object? So you decided to conquer the different shards floating around the astral and put them together to form your own world. That's the idea you had in that genius brain of yours, or whatever it is you think with. Does that mean I have to inhabit a mortal body on a new shard to conquer it? Boss, are you really a masochist, or was that just a bad joke? Why would you want to inhabit a mortal body again? Did you enjoy being born, or dying? Are you attracted by various petty pleasures like gluttony, alcohol, and sex? There's a much easier and less troublesome way of conquering a shard. Just establish your citadel there. Convert one of the mortals wandering around into your faithful servant, and let him do all the dirty work for you. Moreover, he'll consider himself extremely lucky and take great pride in being entrusted with a great mission. Alright, we've cleared that, but I have several other questions. How can I help you, boss? Who am I? You're asking me, boss? Do you see anyone else here who I could be asking? What do I know? Maybe it was a rhetorical question addressed to your own self, or you decided to write a poem, starting with such a rare and original phrase as, who am I? Or maybe, yes, I was asking you, Czar. How should I know, boss? You never had the habit of pouring your soul out to me, whatever it is you have in place of a soul. You're my boss. That's all I know. All right, but what do you think I am? Do you really want to know, boss? You're a tyrant who makes our answer complicated and confusing questions, and sometimes even worse than that. For instance, you made me dwell in the body of a mortal, and an old one, long gone limp to boot. Could you please give me a serious answer? Well, you could be some kind of demigod or higher spirit. The spirit in charge of Kara roach spawning in the shallow breeze seas, perhaps? Or the patron spirit of the hollow dwellers from the crooked fir woods? One day you climbed into a deep hollow and fell into sleep. Then you woke up and, having forgotten what kind of spirit you were, you said to grab a couple of worlds. Any other smart suggestions? Sure! Perhaps you're a former mortal. Higher beings played a bad joke on you by granting you enormous power. For instance, you used to be a barbarian. Your tribe invaded some forsaken god's temple, and while your fellow tribesmen were busy plundering and raping, you decided to take a crap on the altar, just for the fun of it. And the forsaken god, having a weird sense of humor, responded with a joke of his own, depriving you of your body and memories and giving you the chance to find out how it feels when someone craps on your altar. Have you finished? No! Well, I have another interesting theory. Perhaps you're a gremlin, just like me, but you once played poker with the devil and won one wish. You made a wish to become the greatest and most terrible gremlin in the universe, but the devil, smart as he is, cheated you, turning into whatever you are now. First, wipe your memory so that you wouldn't complain about him messing up your wish, just in case. However, you could try filling a formal complaint at the External Affairs Department of the Chaos Administrative Office. Who knows? Maybe that's a true story. Has anyone ever told you that you're intolerable? Why do you think I'm still working for you instead of looking for a more prestigious job? Just because most employers cannot take the truth. And so it goes. Honestly, it's my cross to bear, together with my industriousness, kindness, and modesty. This cruel world is so hard for those endowed with such a fragile set of character traits. Poor thing. Life must be so hard on you, you fragile-souled gremlin. Modesty is by far your greatest virtue. You guessed it, boss! I'm the most modest being among mortals, and even more so among the immortals. Even Askell, the maiden, famous for being too shy to show her face and other body parts in public, and thus spending her whole life wearing a huge canvas sack, envied my modesty. You touched my heart, Czar. I promise to find you a canvas sack in my next campaign. Anything else, boss? No, you're free to go now. Welcome, everyone, to the astral screen. We can see our world and blah, 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 blah. We'll try to describe it here. Okay, so what we did was the tutorial. We're now going to explain the campaign a little bit for you guys, and this is where I want your guys' advice and or votes, as it were, assuming anyone has managed to watch this video series for this long. This is us! Look how awesome we look. This is our world, right here. This giant shard with our symbol on it. These locations are shards that we want to go to, and we want to take over or win. We just took over a shard, we took over the tutorial shard, but it doesn't give us anything. When we go to one of these locations, if we are successful, we will earn all the rewards we see below. Let's talk about what we see on this little chart here. We see the name of the shard. This is Ondo. It's a small shard. Shards that I've played so far have been tiny, small, or average. I know they can get significantly larger than that. This size indicates the amount of provinces that are on the shard and hints as to the amount of enemies you will fight on this shard as well. Tiny always have one enemy. Small have one or two. Average has at least two. Sometimes I think an average shard can have 3 enemies. Here's a tiny shard, for example, as well. This is a forest shard, so most of or a good amount of the terrain or provinces will be forested areas on this shard, hinting to you as to what you should expect when you go in there to try to claim it. This is energy income. During our tutorial, we had a ton of turns that took place on that province, and in the end we were victorious. We also had combat down there. Let's try to sum this up. During a round, we enter combat, and we have a bunch of rounds during combat, after which the round ends. A shard, doing an entire shard, is 1 astral turn. For example, we could do this fight here at Chordcon, It could take us 100 in-game turns, of which there will be lots of combats and lots of events we'll do, and so on and so forth. At the end of it, if we're victorious or unsuccessful, we will end up back here at the Astral, and 1 Astral turn would have elapsed. Later shards will take us like 200, 300, maybe even more turns. It could take us like 12 hours to beat a single shard, and only 1 Astral turn would have advanced during that time. During the Astral turns, you will earn income. We are currently earning 10. If we were victorious in claiming this shard, we would earn an additional 3, allowing us to earn 13. The game ends when either... Well, actually, I'm not quite sure when it ends. I know it ends if you fail to capture any shard repeatedly. Every attempt you have of taking over a shard, if you're successful, great, you win, and the game will often spawn new shards for you to go and take over. If you lose, that shard vanishes, and now you're left with trying to accomplish that task, or to take over a shard, with the other remaining ones. If you cannot capture any shards, your game ends, the campaign fails, and you have to start all over again. In addition to this energy income, we would also earn a theater, we would earn an infirmary, a merchant court, and the Crystal of Power. We'd also earn a orc in a garrison as an option, and we'd have a gem reserve of 12. Let's explain how this works, and the campaign in general. We saw a bunch of structures that we were able to build in the tutorial. A lot of these structures, however, were locked to us. We didn't have access to them. A great many of them are now unlocked to us, but some we still have to unlock. In fact, the majority of structures are still not available to us. If we win this shard, we will unlock the ability to make a theater, an infirmary, a merchant court, and the Crystal of Power. We may find these buildings as we adventure in this shard, but if we find them, yes or no, we will still earn these, and forever be able to construct them from then on for any other shards that we go on and try to complete. We'll also have earned the option to start with more gems when we start on a shard, and we'll have the option to use an orc during our attempts to take over the shard. For our first shard, I'm going to make the decision as to which one we should try to do, and we're going to try this one. This is because we have a Crystal of Power, and I view this as a very important starting structure. We want this. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll zone in. I'll explain a little more about what we're going to do, and then I will stop the recording and wait to record the next one until after you guys get a chance to voice your opinion. Because at this point, I can have you guys tell me what we should be doing. Give you guys some options as to what we should build and so on. So let's go ahead and attack. We have to choose a difficulty level. Let's hover over the tooltip so that you guys can see what the game thinks we should do. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Anything beside beginner is difficult. The game itself considers expert to be the average game, but I am not actually good enough at this game to play it on expert. We will lose far more often than we'll win. My plan is to play on competent. Some people have beaten this game or attempted to beat this game on Overlord. It requires a very different skill set at this point. We can basically win with most of the units and spells on competent. We can win with anything, any combination on beginner. Overlord requires you actually very specifically taking certain heroes and certain abilities and certain units in order to win on Overlord from what I've seen. Anyway, we're going to choose competent. This affects the score at the end of a shard, and will affect the hit points that units have when you attempt to fight them during combat. It affects the hit points of units only for, I think, neutral areas that you tried to take. For example, those locations we were going in to get treasure. I do not think it affects the strength of the enemy armies, the enemy lords or heroes that you fight. You're on a new shard now. To unite it with your world, you have to defeat all opponents, whether local lords or mortal masters. First of all, you need to hire a hero. Alright everyone, let's go ahead and click on this. Okay, so I will now explain what's happening here. We get a chance to hire a hero. When we started the tutorial, we chose the wizard, or I chose the wizard, as our starting hero. However, we could have chosen the commander, or we could have chosen the warrior or the scout. I will give you my opinion as to the hero I think we should be, but I will let you guys decide which hero we will choose. Most of the time. Sometimes I'll just say, nope, we're picking this hero, that's it. So, let's look around first, and we'll just... Oh, actually, let's look at the heroes. So, this time around, I'll let you guys choose. It's the first shard. If we lose it, well, we'll try a different shard. Hopefully, we won't lose all of them right away. So, these are our choices. We can pick the wizard. You've seen the wizard before, and we know what the wizard's able to do. I don't want to accidentally hire him. There we go. So, the wizard possesses the greatest amount of spells. Their skills are focused on enhancing the power of their incantations. They can use wands, but no armor, shields, or melee weapons. Wizards generally, in order for us to really want to be a wizard, well, you just want to be a wizard, but it helps to have a good amount of gem income. If you don't have a lot of gem income, you will struggle with your starting wizard, often barely being able to cast any spells. This is especially true if the area has a lot of planes in it. You've seen wizards already. We basically will be reliant on the spells we find or the structures we build to give us spells during combats. We could pick a commander. Commander is able to wield medium armor and wield most weaponry as well. They cannot use ranged weapons, though, to my knowledge. A commander starts with more units and generally gets more units as he extra command slots as he levels compared to the other hero types. A commander is basically passive. He will increase the stats of his fellow units more, but he himself is not great in combat. A commander, I generally will choose a commander if there is a good amount of income available around me at the start of a shard. Here's a scout. A scout deals decent ranged damage and has a bunch of miscellaneous skills as well. He's able to, for example, to get more loot at the end of combat by killing enemy units. Or he has a better chance to, he can reduce the costs of purchasing items from shops. They have a good deal of mobility as well. Scouts and warriors, though, are very dependent upon the equipment that they can get. I generally will choose a scout if there is a lot of hills around, because starting on a hill allows us to get greater range. And finally, we have the warrior. Warrior is basically a tank, or they can be built that way. They do good damage, they have good parry abilities, and later on in the game, a single warrior can wipe out an entire army of enemies, like single-handedly, without requiring any other troops with them whatsoever. But you have to spec them very specifically, and you need good gear. A warrior, more than any of the others, is really reliant on gear for leveling. Before you make your choice, let's look around and see what we have available to us. I already see a symbol right here, that little brown rectangle with that circle in it. That means there's a shop in our starting province, which is very handy. That hints as to what type of hero we should probably consider taking. So our starting place is giving us 16 gold and 6 gem income. That's decent. We could probably play a mage. We'll struggle a little bit, but we could choose one. We have brigands over here. This province is not going to give us any gems. No gems down here either. We have a halfling village over here with no gems and no gems. So I would say that we probably do not want to pick a wizard. We're also starting in the lower right-hand corner. Our enemy, if there is at least one, is going to be over here somewhere. They could be down here as well. We could be fighting 2 enemies. Let's take a quick peek. 2. All right, we are fighting 2 enemies on this small shard. That's a shame. It'll be a lot tougher for us to defeat 2 enemies. We don't know who they are. They are both unknown. Okay, let's look at a few more things and then we'll call the session. So, we want to take a look at the starting stuff we have available to us here and how easy it might be for us to do battles. We have some elves. They'll be tricky for us to kill. Witch's Circle will be beyond us. We can't kill Minotaurs this early on. We have demons, though. We can probably win that fight. We also have undead and goblins and gnolls. We can probably win those fights, although it will be difficult to fight the gnolls right early on. We also have an archery store. That hints strongly that we should probably pick an archer or a scout to start our adventure, because we have a option to pick up some good gear for that archer. It will be very expensive to purchase a starting weapon, however, so we will probably have to wait on this for some time. But there it is. We have an option to do that there. We have 8 locations down here on the barbarian tribes. We'll want to take that location at some point. 6 locations here. 12 locations in the brigand outlaws. We'll want to go there as well. And we have a halfling village with 9. This is great. We have lots of areas with lots of starting locations. We'll explain some strategy in the next video. So that is my current first... well, we've summed up things. I want you guys to choose my starting hero. I would highly... I will also vote. My vote will count. If we have a tie, I will roll a dice to decide who wins. I think I should start with a scout as our starting hero because we have a starting... an archery store. Right, ready, and available to us. It will be a little tricky because there's lots of woods around. The archer's damage might be decreased by this woods because enemies will have more defense, but I still think it's worth starting with a scout. Next, we have available to us all of these different units. We've seen most of them so far. We can only build 4 structures, so we're only allowed to have 4 units with us. For this shard, I will choose what units we have. But in the future, if you guys would like me to use certain unit combinations, let me know, and we'll go ahead and choose what one of you guys want instead. I've beaten shards with the majority of the combinations for Tier 1 and Tier 2 units that I've had available to me. The same thing happens for these stores and the magic order. We're only able to build 4 Tier 1 units. The rest will be unavailable to us for this shard. We'll be able to build 4 of these, the rest will become unavailable, and 4 of these, the rest of which also becomes unavailable to us. There's a lot more involved in building buildings and deciding which ones you want, because they can limit your future choices as well, but we'll cover that later on as we continue to play the adventure. The campaign. It won't matter for this video or for the next few shards that we attempt to win. Alright everyone, I will stop here. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it all makes sense. I'd like your votes as to the type of hero we should start with. Again, my vote is for a starting archer. That said, however, I do want to point out that there's nothing wrong with the other heroes. We could start with a different hero and later on multi-class them into a scout type. For example, we could pick a commander to give us more troops, and later on that commander could become whatever the commander type is that can use a bow. And then we could purchase a better bow at the shop instead. So there's that option too. Anyway, I'm done babbling. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one where we are finally done with the tutorial. Because this is basically it, our first shard.